Brent and Dan. Yeah, the Jaguar King. His name is Minshew. He brought some mania or magic to our town when we needed it most last season. But is he the long-term answer? 2020 might be the year to find out.
Well, armed with 12 draft picks, including 2 firsts, you have to figure at the very least Jaguar brass is playing the what-if game prior to the upcoming draft. Like, what if you traded picks 9, 20, and 42 and next year's first for Tua or Joe Burrow? What is the premium you would put on getting a, quote, franchise quarterback for the toughest position in sports?
With the dudes in this locker room, ain't no game over, ain't no season over until we say go!
Is Minshew a Drew Brees type, or does management agree with what Matt Hasselbeck said last season?
The reality is he's not a long-term answer to be the franchise quarterback. He's just not.
Remember, the Chargers traded Drew Brees, ended up with Phillip Rivers. How the Jags handle this one will shape the franchise for years to come.
All righty, Dan. Not everyone agrees that Minshew is a no-brainer, as you could tell from that analysis.
Yeah.
Listen, he's not a no-brainer. Quarterback, in general, is not a no-brainer.
Can you find anyone who thinks the Jags are going to take a first round, besides the national guys? A lot of the national guys have been mocking
Tua, if he falls, or Love, or even
Herbert at 20 if he drops. But I don't get the sense here in Jacksonville that they're going to go that route in the first round. Maybe in the second round if one of them fell back. But I don't get the sense that they're going to take one of those guys in the first round. Do you?
I would be stunned. And I would say this, though. If Tua dropped to number 9, I'd be like, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute now. You know, I mean, it makes you think.
I mean, think there's a better chance of them signing Cam or Jameis Winston than why would you, in other words, drafting a young guy at that position when you already have a young guy who you want to find out if he's the young guy. It seems a little odd.
This has been my thought. If I was Shad Khan, I would tell my guys, I don't care who's on the board. I'm not drafting a young quarterback. And the reason is I want to see what I have. From a business standpoint, Minshew's gold. From a quarterback standpoint, he put up just as good of numbers as all these top draft picks last year.
You would not trade 9, 20, and next year's first for Joe Burrow?
No, one, because I don't think Cincinnati would do it, and no.
So you don't think Joe Burrow is the answer then?
Well,
you don't
listen,
think he's a superstar?
if you could go up and get Burrow,
if you're going to go get a superstar, you're going to go get a superstar.
You can go do that. But you could make that same trade next year, Dan, for Trevor.
You probably won't have to if they're 2-14. That's a different story.
You might not have to. But my point being is, see what you have.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you already erase what you might have by getting somebody else, because you have to play a guy you pick in the top 10. You just put Minshew back on the bench and you don't know what he is.
Yeah. And it's funny because when you look at these redrafts and such, now they're saying the only reason Gardner Minshew is being talked about as possibly being replaced, to me, is the perception of him being a 6th-round pick. Because the numbers were great.
Absolutely.
As good as any rookie in the NFL. As good as Kyler Murray's. But yet, there's still this nagging. Now, Matt Hasselbeck said he's limited in what he can do. And there might, I guess,
a lot of limited quarterbacks.
We'll find that out this year.
That have done well. So we'll see. He's fun. And by the way, here's another indication that they are thinking Minshew in 2020. The other Jags big topic, old number 27 was up to it again this week.
I feel like, you know, Cam went to the Super Bowl. You know, he's a great guy. I've been on Cam for a minute now. There's no disrespect to Minshew. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to be, get in the best position as a team as we could win.
Unofficial team spokesman Leonard Fournette up to it again this weekend. As you see, it went national. It started on Twitter when he suggested to all that Cam Newton would be a good choice to play quarterback here for the Jaguars. Leonard.
Listen, here's the deal, though. You know what the irony is? He said that about 10:45, 10:30 in the morning on Thursday. At the same time, Doug Marrone was saying to the local media on a pre-draft call that I don't want any drama.
Boom.
But he also said, do we want competition at every spot?
Sure.
Yes. So Marrone said it in just a different way than Leonard said it, and it comes off differently. That's not a defense of Leonard.
The question is this the end of Leonard? And by the way, if the Jaguars trade Leonard Fournette, it's not because he went on national TV and suggested they get Cam Newton.
They've been shopping for weeks, Dan.
There are a whole lot of other reasons why they're trading Leonard Fournette. And go back from his rookie season on, Leonard has had ups and downs, man. He does a lot of great things for a lot of kids in his hometown, and there's some. And he had 1,600 yards from scrimmage last year.
He's the best offensive player.
If they trade Leonard, what are they telling us?
Well, they're telling us that they weren't going to re-sign him. You know what the biggest?
They're not going to re-sign him anyway.
Well, the biggest reason that they trade, if they trade Leonard Fournette, is because of the new CBA. They might have picked up his 5th-year option if it weren't for the new CBA, which makes it all guaranteed.
I think if they trade Leonard, they're telling us that next year is not going to be a very competitive season for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They've already given away just about everybody. Calais and AJ. If Leonard goes, if Jan goes. I mean, who's left?
Yeah, with or without Leonard Fournette, though, Dan, mark my words, you are seeing a different offense, a different philosophy. Instead of pound the rock, play action, you're going to put Minshew in the shotgun, what he does best, like he did in that last game without Leonard Fournette, whether Minshew's there or not. So I'm sorry, Fournette's there or not. So you are going with a different philosophy with or without Fournette. The ball is in Minshew's hands more than it's in number 27's hands, and right or wrong. If
they do trade Leonard Fournette, and by the way, I'm kind of over the draft picks. I almost rather them trade him for like a starting corner or something like that. You know, somebody who could.
O.J. Howard.
Or exactly.
Jamal Adams. He's not getting traded for Jamal. Jan might get traded for Jamal Adams, but not him.
But something along those lines, as opposed to getting another draft pick, another draft pick. We
got enough draft picks.
But it would allow the Jaguars to look at people like, you know, Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin, Cam Akers from FSU, one of those type of running backs, a little bit higher than maybe they would normally think of getting a running back.
They will draft a running back, without question, in this draft. They have 12 picks to do so.
As sporting events fell one by one, there's one thing that won't be stopped. The 2020 NFL Draft is here, and the Jaguars are back on the clock. With famous faces gone and Minshew Mania set to take over, Brent Martineau and Dan Hicken reveal the top targets for the Jags. From the official Jaguars station's living room to yours. Action Sports Jax 2020 Jaguars Draft Special, Thursday at 7 on CBS 47 and Fox 30.